It started on a quiet Friday evening, the kind of night that used to be filled with laughter and comfort. My wife, Claire, was standing in front of the mirror, applying lipstick she hadn't worn in years. She looked stunning, but distant, like a stranger preparing for a night I wasn't part of. "Going somewhere?" I asked casually, pretending not to sound too curious. She didn't look at me. "Just out with friends," she said, her tone clipped and cold. "Friends from work." I pressed gently. She sighed, finally turning to face me. "Why do you always have to ask so many questions, Mark? You act like I need your permission for everything." That stung. I'd always trusted her. I wasn't trying to control her, I just wanted honesty. But something about her recent behavior had changed. Late-night texts, hidden calls, sudden mood swings. "I'm just asking because you've been out a lot lately," I said carefully. "You come home at 2 in the morning, you barely talk to me anymore." She suddenly snapped, her eyes flashing with anger. "Stop acting like you own me. You don't get a say in where I go or who I'm with." The words hit me like a slap. For a moment, I just stood there, staring at her. The woman who once told me I was her world now looked at me like I was her jailer. "Claire," I said softly, "I never said I owned you. But when you're married to someone, trust isn't control, it's respect. You've been shutting me out, and I don't even know why." She rolled her eyes, grabbed her purse, and headed for the door. "Maybe I'm just tired of being questioned all the time." "Then talk to me," I said, my voice rising slightly. "If there's something wrong, I deserve to know." But the door slammed before I could finish. That night, I couldn't sleep. I sat by the window, watching the rain streak down the glass, wondering what had happened to us. I remembered the days when she used to wait for me at the train station after work, smiling like I was the only one she wanted to see. Those days felt like another lifetime. When she came home around 3 a.m., I pretended to be asleep. Her heels clicked softly against the floor, and I caught the faint scent of a man's cologne, one I didn't wear. The next morning, I decided I needed the truth. I didn't accuse her, didn't yell, I just started observing quietly. Her phone was always face down. She laughed at messages she never shared. Her girls' nights became more frequent, and her explanations thinner. A week later, she forgot her phone on the kitchen counter. A single notification popped up before the screen went dark, a message from someone named E. "Can't wait to see you tonight. Last time was unforgettable." My heart sank. I didn't need to see more. That evening, I didn't confront her right away. I made dinner, like usual. When she came home, she barely looked at me. I waited until she sat down, then quietly said, "Claire, who's E?" Her fork froze halfway to her mouth. "What?" "I saw the message," I said, my voice calm but steady. "You don't have to lie." She looked at me for a long moment, then laughed bitterly. "So you're snooping on me now? I knew this would happen. You can't stand that I have a life outside of you." I stared at her, disbelief burning through my chest. A life outside of me is fine. But cheating isn't part of that life. She stood up, her face hardening. "You've been controlling me since day one. You think everything I do has to revolve around you. Maybe if you weren't so boring, I wouldn't need someone who actually listens to me." That was it. The knife twisted. I didn't shout. I didn't beg. I just stood up, walked to the bedroom, and quietly packed my things. When she realized what I was doing, she panicked. "Wait, what are you doing?" "I'm giving you the freedom you wanted," I said quietly. "No questions. No control. Know me." She stared at me, her anger fading into fear. "You're really leaving?" I nodded. "You said I don't own you." "You're right, and I won't try to. But respect isn't ownership, Claire. It's something you earn. And you've lost mine." I walked out that night with nothing but my bag and my dignity. It hurt like hell, but I didn't look back. Weeks later, I got a message from her. "I made a mistake. Can we talk?" I didn't reply. By then, I had already started rebuilding my life, focusing on myself, my work, my peace. I realized love isn't about holding someone down. It's about standing beside someone who chooses you every day. She had stopped choosing me long ago. Now, every time I hear her words, "You don't own me," I remember them not as an insult, but as a reminder. I never wanted to own her. I just wanted to be loved by her. And when she lost that love, she lost everything that came with it.